Hello Uplanders, today I'm going to be giving you an introduction to block explorers, what they are, why you need them, and how you can get them. To start, you can see here on the map that this is my avatar, and in Upland, the avatars are actually called block explorers. So this is essentially your player or you within the metaverse. And here we can see that there are other players that are also wandering around the map. And there are some important things here that help to distinguish these players and different icons that mean things within Upland. So first, you have your actual image. And this image can be a number of different things, which I will detail within this video as well. And here you can see the letter D. Here we have P. Here's an E. And these designate the status that you are. So I am a director in Upland, and I have the letter D. This player is a pro. U is for Uplander, E is for executive, and CE is for chief executive. So as your net worth continues to grow, you are able to get to different levels and receive additional bonuses and features for being in that level. You can take a look in the link in the description below to learn more about these different levels and what you get. Now, this player also has a number of different icons here. If we click on him, we will be able to see who he is, his status, his net worth, properties. We can go look at the assets that he has, but if we scroll down, these are actually badges that we see. So in these badges, we can see that this player is a builder and he has a climate care badge. So if we click on the badge, we can actually see why he got this. So this marking distinction is the player's contribution to the growth and support of Upland's community. So I'm not really sure what he did in order to receive that, but this is also something that shows statuses within Upland. These stacks of stars or chips are related to the collections. So the blue ones are standard collections, purple are limited, exclusive, rare, and ultra rare. This signifies the number of collections and type of collections that the player has achieved or completed, not necessarily the number of collections he currently has active, but the number of collections he has completed. The image of the block explorer is something that can be changed. If I go into my profile here, I can see that on top of my block explorer I have this pencil icon where I can actually edit my block explorer. I can change the background color of it, and I can also change the picture that I have. So here I have a football, and I have a lot of other ones. When you start Upland, Upland gives you a number of standard visitor level block explorers that you can use. As you reach Uplander and Pro levels, you will receive other block explorers that are unlocked and free to use. At the top, you are able to see all of these exclusive block explorers. And these are ones that I have obtained, and these are actually mine that I own. Unlike the Pro and Uplander and Visitor ones, these are just icons that you can use, but these are actually block explorers that are part of my assets. If I go back to my profile and click on assets, we can go over to block explorers, and we are able to see that list of the icons that are actually minted as NFTs, and we can see the details of those. Here is the Genesis Shades block explorer that I received as part of Genesis Week 2021. It's a pair of silver shades that say G 2021 on it, and we can see here the information that is minted to the blockchain along with this image. We can see that there are 300 of these in existence. Obviously I am the owner. If you click my name, it will take you to my profile. It shows the date that this was minted, and the link here to actually see this information on the blockchain. And the same can be visible for other assets such as properties, legits, and ornaments. And here there is a description that says the Genesis Shades Block Explorer is a souvenir from the Genesis Week 2021. So this is the information that is minted to every single Block Explorer. I want to bring your attention back to this mint number here. Now this says 2 of 300, and as I mentioned before, that means that there are 300 of these Block Explorers. Now, it's also important to note that each Block Explorer is completely unique. Not just the set of 300, but each and every individual one of these 300 Block Explorers are unique in their own way. Now, how exactly does that work? Each Block Explorer is an NFT, which means a non-fungible token. And that means that there's nothing like it. It's completely unique. This mint number is what makes it unique. This is the second of 300 of these Block Explorers. So in order to understand this concept, imagine I was Leonardo da Vinci and I just created the Mona Lisa. The first time I create the Mona Lisa, that's going to be number 1, the first mint of that picture. Now, assuming that when I'm going to create additional Mona Lisas, that it's going to be exactly the same, that I'm not going to make any errors or changes in my brush stroke or how it will look or any of that stuff. Imagine it's exactly the same. And I create a second one, and a third one, and a fourth one, all the way to 300. That is how you get each one to be completely unique, because each one is going to be a different serial number. So I have essentially the second edition of this Block Explorer. So again, back to the Mona Lisa, the very, very first Mona Lisa, it makes complete sense that that would be the most valuable of all of them created. I don't know how many have been created, but the original one is the most important one. And that same logic can be created as well for these Block Explorers. The very first one, even though it's not something physical, it's digital and it's written on the blockchain, but each one is produced, each one is created, not in the same sense that we know in terms of paintings or other things that are produced in the real world, but there is the mint number 1, which is the first of this Block Explorer that was created. And I have the second one, and so on and so forth. So when people do look at NFTs and look to purchase NFTs, there are some people that value the actual mint number. Some people think that the first mint is a lot more valuable than the second mint, or the 273rd mint, for example. There are other people that may not care too much about that. There are people that value lower mint numbers more, or maybe they even have a favorite number. If my favorite number was 24, then maybe I might like looking for Block Explorers with mint number 24 for some reason. So everyone looks at these things a little bit differently, but it's important to understand that there is somewhat of an industry standard, and that there are people who might value these lower mint numbers a lot more than others. So that's a good tip to take into consideration if you do happen to get some Block Explorers or you're looking to sell them. You may want to price your lower mint numbers a little bit higher, because people often do look for those. In the future, when cars are introduced into the metaverse, these Block Explorers will also act as the drivers of this car. I will talk about that a little bit later in this video, but first I want to explain all the different ways that you can obtain these Block Explorers. So if you're looking to get Block Explorers, there are 6 ways of getting them. I'm going to start with number 6, and I had mentioned that as a visitor, Uplander, and Pro, you are able to use the standard avatars or any of the exclusive ones that you are able to obtain. But once you reach director status, you can actually travel to City Hall in Upland, which is located in San Francisco, and upload a picture of a custom block explorer that you would like to be created for you, and the Upland team will actually do that. So go ahead and click on the link in the upper right hand corner, and you can see a video that I have created that details the exact process of going and submitting your custom block explorer. So that's something that is really exciting that you can get when reaching director status, which is a net worth of 1 million UPEX. The other ways of getting block explorers are buying them during Upland sales. Sometimes Upland has sales for specific types of block explorers. For example, the Genesis shades that I got, I received that when I had purchased some UPEX from the store and they had a sale going on. You can take a look in the video in the upper right hand corner for how to register for sales in Upland, specifically sales where you have to purchase things for US dollars, and how exactly the lineup works and the purchasing process. The video that is attached details Spark, but it is the same thing for when you would have to purchase block explorers or anything else for US dollars within the store. The second option of how to get block explorers is to purchase them from Block Explorer Metaventures. Metaventure is a business within Upland where players are able to open businesses, collect inventory, sell them on consignment, and other exciting features that are coming out in the beginning of 2022. Third way of getting block explorers is to trade other players for them. You can trade block explorers for legits or for structure ornaments, and you can do one-of-one trades between players. Number 4 is winning them. Upland frequently has different types of contests where winners can win specific types of block explorers. I'm going to go ahead and show you one that I had won in a contest. It was part of a Halloween contest with Spirit Halloween, and they were giving away here it is, the hazmat suit block explorer. So here we can see that this was actually part of a series, so the full body Halloween series, and we can see here that there are 4 other block explorers that I can collect in this series, and I just have the hazmat bodysuit. So there's lots of opportunities to win block explorers, and you can also participate in certain events. Some of the events that they have had in the past are tours within different cities. There's a link in the description below which explains a little bit more about tours, but players who had registered for the tour and completed the tour would receive a souvenir in the form of a block explorer at the end of the tour. And the last one, which I discussed previously, was reaching director status and applying for a block explorer at City Hall. So what is it that you actually need your block explorer for? Aside from having a number of cool images that you can change your player to, whether it be a passport or this hazmat suit, beyond this there is another utility, and this is something that I spoke of briefly a moment ago regarding cars. The big utility which is going to be coming out is that these players, these block explorers, will be the drivers of your cars. In the description below I have a number of links regarding what we can expect from cars in the future, but the new piece of information that we've received is that there will be different types of drivers and there will be different types of cars. So you will be able to race cars within Upland, and your car and your driver are going to be different. Since each block explorer as well as car will be different NFTs, that essentially means that everything is completely unique, and you can provide different attributes and properties to each different asset. I could create a block explorer that is better at drag racing, where his reaction time is much faster than a block explorer who would be good at off-road driving, where he has good handling of the car. So all of these different things can be built into attributes of specific block explorers, similar to cars. The cars, one could have better grip, one could have better acceleration. So when participating in races in the future, I believe that the mixing and matching of different types of cars and different types of block explorers will make these races a lot more interesting. This will also create an interesting market for these types of block explorers. If you want to be drag racing, you're going to want to probably have the best driver out there. And there is going to be block explorers that will be better at that than others. And you may want to own that to increase your chances of actually winning these races. So a block explorer that has excellent capabilities in one specific type of race could be something that is very valuable to people in the future. So this connects with cars as well as block explorer shops. So there's going to be a very interesting element to the utility behind these block explorers. Right now I can just change my block explorer to something that fits my mood or something that I like more than others, but in the future it's nice to see that there's going to be some real meaningful utility to the block explorers behind how they actually look visually. I hope that this video was informative and gives you a good introduction to what block explorers are in the metaverse. And once again, take a look at the description below, where there are a number of links to give supplementary information regarding what I spoke of. And don't forget to like this video, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and subscribe to our channel.